Stop transcription. Okay. So look, Kate, if you could just turn your camera off for me, that would be great. Welcome everyone. Look, for those of you that don't know who I am, my name's Brett Rankin. I'm the full-time employee. I'm a coach and talent specialist for Cricket New South Wales, and part of my role is around pathway management, academies. I look after the area that takes in Central Coast, Newcastle and Hunter Valley. And there's my first message. Okay, thanks, Ben. Got that. And tonight is about actually providing some information for parents around the initial email that I sent out back in April, and then a little bit of follow-up before we start our trial process. So I want to thank you for joining at pretty short notice. What I wanted to do tonight, you would have seen in the initial invite to this meeting a draft agenda. So I want to visit that and go through that draft or that agenda and just flesh that out for you. If there are any questions that you might have after I go through all of the stuff that I want to have a chat about, by all means, you'll get a chance to ask those. So jot them down or put them in the memory bank, and I'll give you that opportunity towards the end. Tonight's meeting is about giving particularly our new parents an understanding of what opportunities are ahead for your daughters. And we've been quite fortunate in Newcastle and Central Coast over the last couple of years where we've been able to provide a tiered development approach for our players locally. We've had 2 academies as such. One has been, I would call it a tier 2 academy. A tier 1 academies are our state academies. A tier 2 academies are our zone academies. So Newcastle is a zone, Central Coast is a zone. So we have academies for our best players at zone level. And then underpinning that, we've been able to develop in the last 2 years regional academies, which are essentially development academies for our up-and-coming young girls who are looking to transition out of softball cricket into hardball cricket. And those academies are designed to assist girls in fundamentals of cricket with a little bit of game sense attached to that. COVID has made life very difficult for particularly my region in the last 2 seasons. We haven't been able to run a lot of our programs, and particularly last year, COVID really wreaked havoc with certainly Newcastle, but more so in Central Coast as well. But we hope that we're out of that. So what I wanted to do is basically we're starting from zero again and give you an understanding of the difference between the 2 academies. So as I mentioned, we have 2. The Youth Academy, the Cricket New South Wales Youth Academy. We've got a major change this year where Cricket New South Wales has decided to, rightly so, has decided to basically up the ante with our female zone academy or youth academy program. Historically, what we have done is we've taken a lot of girls into that program, and we haven't had a regional academy. So we've had a lot of girls, and that has potentially impacted particularly our better players. Haven't really got the stretching opportunities for them to actually develop. So we're going to be doing what we do with the boys program and actually make that particular Cricket New South Wales Youth Academy a higher level. Essentially, the criteria to get into that's going to be higher. And we make no apologies for that. But at the same time, we any player of promise, we want to give them that opportunity. What's really important is that we have a very strong, robust underpinning program that focuses on the fundamentals, and that's our regional academy. And the purpose of the regional academy is to bring our younger players who are confident in wanting to get better, who are comfortable in wanting to get better. But when I say confident and comfortable, I'm particularly talking about the transition from softball cricket, what we call softball cricket, into hardball cricket, leather ball, and the skills that are required around playing in that particular and training in that particular program. So for those new parents, the Regional Academy is a hardball academy, but it is designed to cater for those girls who have just recently transitioned out of softball cricket or have into hardball cricket or have been involved in hardball cricket for a little while, and who are pretty keen to improve their skills. So they're the differences. And as such, what we are doing is we actually are inviting a cohort of players to trial for the Cricket New South Wales Youth Academy. We've been inundated with registrations from you guys. We've got over 60 girls that have indicated an expression of interest, which is fantastic. An expression of interest, we don't expect that every single player will take that up. We hope they do, but it is an expression of interest only. And if you go away after this meeting thinking, oh, look, I'm not sure whether the Development Academy or well, particularly the Development Academy, my girl's probably not ready for that. That's okay. If you think they're ready for it, come to the trials. We'll provide that feedback for you. So that's the difference between the two. The trials for the Cricket New South Wales Youth Academy are this Sunday. I have an email ready to go for the girls that we've identified to trial on that Sunday. So after this meeting, I'll be hitting the send button, and there'll be close to 30 girls invited to that. Not every girl that indicated on their expression of interest to be in both academies has been invited, and that's a bit of that's based on certainly standard and some of that's age as well. So that's probably more so around not understanding the difference between the two. If you have a problem with your child not getting an invite, give me a call. I'm very open around and honest around feedback. If we've made a mistake, we'll put our hand up. But if we feel that your child's not quite ready, we'll let you know that as well. And the Regional Academy hopefully will service your child's needs. So that email will be ready to go after this meeting. The trials for the Regional Academy, our Development Academy, they're set down for Sunday. I'm just referring to my calendar. I think it's the 15th of May, from memory. It is Sunday the 15th of May. Those details were in the original email that I sent out back in early April. So keep that date free, 3 o'clock till 5 o'clock, Warners Bay. You will get a separate communication from us prior. So just as a reminder, but if you could pencil that into your calendars, that would be great. I'm going to move on to the planning around these academies and the actually rolling out of things like dates and venues, etc. I've fielded a number of inquiries from parents, and understandably so, about, when are these academies? I need to work around winter sport, holidays, or whatever it is. What I wanted to highlight tonight is that it's not a simple process of saying these are the dates. What happens next is we need to understand how many players we're going to have in each of these academies. We have better training facilities in Newcastle now than what we had 3 years ago. So, but in saying that, some of those facilities have limitations, whether that's what that facility can cope with in terms of numbers. It could be the availability of that facility because of winter sport, or other sports accessing those facilities. So actually providing you with dates and times and venues is not feasible at the moment. It will come after we actually finalise our numbers for academies. Then we will actually massage our female academies into other Cricket New South Wales activities like our male academies as well. We have the same thing happening on the male side of cricket as well, and we massage that all together and try to keep everyone happy. So I would like your patience on that. It will come.
I'm a parent of 4 kids. I understand planning is important for a family. We'll try to give you as much notice as we can. We won't be starting this until after the July holidays. I don't think either academies will start before the July holidays, even though historically our Cricket New South Wales Academy has started. I can't confirm that, but I don't think we'll be starting that one prior to the July holidays either. So we are looking at Sundays, but again, that will come down to the availability of our coaches, first of all. Our coaches are volunteers who they are remunerated, but their availability is key. So that's the first thing we need to lock in, and then venues that work, and then we'll communicate that out with you in due course. In terms of the venues, we have a number that we would be looking at. Smith Park. Smith Park is one of our venues. We will try to minimise the amount of stuff we do at Smith Park. It does have limitations. We're looking at Hunter Sports High as a venue. We're looking at Fayon Oval and the facility there at Fayon Oval, and we're also looking at Charlestown. So there are a number of facilities that we're looking to access, but again, it's about massaging that with winter sport commitments and other academy programs. In terms of coaches, I'm pleased to say that we've got Tommy Anderson as head coach of our Cricket New South Wales Youth Academy. Lyle, I think, is on this call. I haven't spoken to Lyle officially. I'm not sure if Tommy has, but we're looking at Lyle as well. And there'll be another couple of coaches that we'll look to bring into that Youth Academy, Cricket New South Wales Youth Academy program. I'm currently having conversations with Kirsten Smith, Abby Taylor as 2 of our senior coaches, ex-pathway players of renown, as our coaches for our regional program. And we're going to supplement that with a couple of our Youth Academy players who have done their coach accreditation. So we are hoping that in our regional program that all our coaches will be female coaches, certainly all accredited. And that's exciting. That's exciting. That will be a rarity for a regional program. So that's where we want to head. In terms of costs, we're nowhere near being able to provide that information yet, and I know that could be frustrating for you. However, again, that gets down to things like how many coaches we need, the availability of facilities, and whether there are costs attached to that, equipment, etc., etc. Again, we'll feed that information through to you as soon as we can. During this communication process with families around these programs, it came to my attention that the regional program last year, everyone, from what I understand, they paid an amount to the Newcastle zone for the academy, for the regional academy, and due to COVID and the impacts of COVID, a lot of those sessions didn't run. I have been liaising with Newcastle zone around that. They have agreed in principle to provide a refund. That refund may be in the form of a credit towards this year, but we will communicate firstly how much that refund will be, and then how that will be implemented, whether that's a financial refund back to you or a credit on this year's academy program. So stay tuned on that. Those wheels are in motion. Timmy Cox is on holidays at the moment. He is from Newcastle zone. He was invited, but he's obviously on leave, so he hasn't joined us tonight. So
I am here, Brett.
Coxie.
Yes.
Thanks, mate. Beautiful. Thanks for joining us. So Coxie, Tim works full time for us at Cricket New South Wales. He also has an administrative role with the zone, and Tim will work with the zone and with you around that particular process. So I don't want to dwell on that too much, but if you've got a question at the end around that, by all means, don't be scared to ask. Thanks for joining us, Tim. Appreciate it. The next point I wanted to talk about was pathway opportunities for your girls. There will be a number of new parents on this call, And I just wanted to outline what opportunities are potentially next. We have these winter training programs where we hope that we can provide your girls with a really fun, engaging, interactive environment that allows them to develop their skills and confidence. And what we have next is I think we're stepping into year 3 of an under 13 and an under 15 Greater Hunter program. It has taken a couple of different forms over the last 2 years, but essentially what we'd like it to look like is teams from Newcastle, Central Coast, Hunter Valley, and possibly Lake Macquarie as well, hopefully. They will play in a round robin competition that kicks off around the end of October, finishes before Christmas, and then those performances then lead into some other opportunities for those particular age groups. Also, alongside those particular programs, we have our Cricket New South Wales country programs, and there'll be girls on this call who are very much aware of our under 16 Newcastle zone team and our under 19 Newcastle zone team who play at the country championships. Those dates have been set for early October. They are in the school holidays in October. We will feed that information through to parents in due course. But those games will be set down, or those programs are set down for the Central Coast at Tuggerah, which is a great facility quite close to us, which is nice. But that's during the school holidays in October. So we'll feed information to you around that very shortly. What I want to do, I actually want to share with you a little infographic that just is a sort of a visual representation of the pathway. So bear with me a second. I've been on holiday, so I've got to work out. I've just got to try to remember how to share my screen here. Bear with me a second. I want to get rid of that. Don't want that. Okay, that's better. Share screen. Where are you? Lost my share screen button. That's not helpful. Reactions, rooms, more. Share it is. There it is. Sorry. Here, I got it. Okay. Coxie, can you just tell me when you can see it's actually my team's calendar by the looks of it?
Yeah, team's calendar coming through.
Okay, mate. I'm just going to drag. I've got 2 screens in operation here, so I'm just going to drag this infographic up into the top screen, hopefully. Bear with me. What do you see now, mate?
Yeah, it's come through now, the pyramid. Yep.
Okay, excellent. So can you see my cursor trying to find its way into the top screen? There you are.
Yeah,
beautiful.
yep.
Okay, excellent. So hopefully what you can see here is it's a little infographic that sort of represents the opportunities for our girls. We start off in club cricket land with our girls sixes leagues and any girls that are playing in junior club cricket in Newcastle. They feed into what we call our Greater Hunter teams, under 13, under 15. Hopefully we'll have Newcastle and Lake Mac teams, but that will depend on the number of or the level of interest that we get. Those then feed into the youth championships, which is currently the dive and Peden competitions, and we have a number of girls on the call who played in both those competitions this year with our dive team winning. That's the 13s. Is that the dive guys under 13s?
That's right. Yep, had a successful
thank
year.
you. The dives under 13s, they're current champions, which is fantastic, and our Peden girls did very well as well, making the semi-finals. The next part of the pathway is where Cricket New South Wales start to step in and start identifying talent. So we do this at the country championship level, under 16 girls, under 19 girls, because ultimately those cohorts of players feed into national championship teams. And they do that via state challenge, where we play against Metro girls, and then we pick our ACT New South Wales country state teams, and then they head off to the national championships. And we've got girls on this call who have played in those championships previously. So look, that hopefully gives you a bit of a visual representation of the opportunities that lie ahead. For some of you, you're right at the beginning, and that's okay. Some of you are halfway through this, and some of you are at that pointy end. So we want to try and provide you with as much opportunity as we can, and that's the purpose of our academies. So I'm going to unshare my screen here. So Tim, have I come back okay?
Yep, you're on screen.
My ugly mug's on here. So what that essentially wraps up what I wanted to talk about. If there is anything that you wanted to raise in front of the group, more than happy for you to come off mute and ask a question, one question at a time, hopefully, and I'll try to answer that. And if I can't answer that tonight, I'll certainly come back to you with an answer. So in short, Zone Academy or Youth Academy email will go out this, after this meeting to those girls that we've selected. Sunday is those trials. There's information in that email around what will happen if we have wet weather. The venue, the times are all in that email. The dates for the regional academy trials are a fortnight later, same venue, same times. Again, if wet weather intervenes, we'll communicate. I will communicate with, or someone will communicate with everyone around those regional academy trials leading into that particular date on the 15th. Information around timelines, venues, etc., costs, they will be forthcoming. Please be patient. We're working on that. We'll get that to you as soon as we can. Anyone have a question that I haven't been able to address?
Brett, there is one in the chat.
In the chat. Let's go to the chat. Perfect. Will the Regional Academy be able to provide differentiated opportunities for those younger girls who may be moving from softball to hardball and those who might be a bit more experienced and are already playing hardball but don't make Zone Academy? If numbers for this year's Zone Academy are decreasing. Thanks. That's a great question. Thanks, Julie. Look, there's the Regional Academies for hardball. I will say that. So if your daughter is not confident in managing training around hardball cricket, we will actually be implementing some resources in that program that sort of transition. So, for example, we have some soft baseballs that we use for catching, etc. But they'll be bowling with hard balls. They'll be batting against hard balls. That's the purpose of the Regional Academy. If your child is not comfortable and confident yet, that's okay. We hope that we'll be running this forever, these regional academies, and your time will come. So hopefully, Julie, that answers your question. I've got another question here. If a girl cannot make the trial dates due to COVID and holidays, what are the other options available? Okay, communicate that with us, and we'll provide some feedback around that. Hopefully that answers you, Glenn. Will you be sending the recorded version of this call to the parents via email? That's a great question. I hope I can. Okay, because not everyone is in our system on Cricket New South Wales, this is what I have to do. I have to download this recording and put it on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, and then send a link to the channel to you guys. I'm happy to do that. It is pretty fiddly, but I can do that tomorrow. So hopefully, Ethan, you'll get a link tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, you'll get one the next day. How long does the weekly training sessions go for? From Jane. The Regional Academy, we are aiming at 6 sessions. There may be a game-based element to it at the end before the school holidays, so before the October holidays. It won't be any more than 8, but it'll be around 6. So hopefully that answers your question. We're looking at 2-hour sessions for the Regional Academy. We think that those younger girls, 2 hours is enough with a warm up and then some skill based stuff, and then finishing with some game based stuff. So as I said, after the school holidays and before the October holidays. Thanks for the thumbs up. Hopefully that's you, Jane. Was there a minimum age for the Zone Academy? Not really. It's based on ability. But in saying that, we're also mindful of things like safety of the players. So the trials that we've set up, we've identified on ability. We'll get those girls to those we'll get all those girls together. We'll assess where we think they fit, and we'll make decisions based around standard and ability after those trials. So hopefully that answers your question, Philip. Any other questions from anyone? I love it that it's gone in the chat. This is awesome. Okay, I'll give 5 more seconds. If someone does have a question and they want to come off mute, they can ask it.
Hi, Brett. Megan Howdle.
Hello.
Sorry, I've been trying to send a message and it's not sending.
That's okay. No, that's okay. So, far away.
Just in relation to Phil's question about age, when I went into the zone form, it actually said at the top the girls needed to be over 13 years old, so I didn't put that EOI in. So that's I did okay. The other one. Yep.
That's okay.
I mean, I don't think she would have been one of the ones that were picked, but
yeah. So Megan, what we have done is Tommy Anderson and I met yesterday, I think, Tommy. We went through everyone that registered for Regional Academy and the Youth Academy, and there were girls who registered for both. So we went through all those girls, and any girl that we felt that we didn't have enough information on, we actually made some inquiries with local clubs. So, and from there, we've been able to sort of drill that down to about 28 girls, I think it is.
Fantastic. Thank you.
My pleasure. If they don't get into the higher version, will we get reasons why to improve for next time? Vic, you'll only get that if you're at the Zone Academy trials. If some of the we have asked for things like performances from last season, and that's based. We've used some of that feedback from parents, which can be tricky at times, to actually form our opinions on who should be trialling. Okay, anyone else? Last chance. Okay, so look, just to wrap it up, thank you, everyone. What will happen, I'll send out a recorded version of this over the next 24, hopefully 24 hours, but it might be 48, so please be patient. We look forward to seeing the girls that are trialling on Sunday. If there's any parent that has any major concerns, again, don't be scared to give me a call. I won't bite your head off. I will be honest, but I won't bite. And we'll do whatever we can to get everyone on the same page. So with that being the case, I'll call this meeting to a close. I'll actually stop the recording.